All right. I want to go ahead and welcome you to a brand new episode of You Have a Collect Call From with Joe. And we got 2 more guests coming in right now.
This sounds like it was planned. I'm just saying, it sounds like it was planned. Perfect timing. Look at that. The award-winning.
Oh, it hung up. So okay. Well, we'll go ahead and wait. We'll go ahead and wait for another call.
Me no bunk mission.
So, how many days have you been out already? What is this?
35.
35 days. So this is the 35th day update here with Joe. I'm definitely excited, man. I just popped up with no notice.
Oh, that's why all this shit looks like this. Forgive me, people. Forgive me. He literally just popped up. Like, hey, fool, you free? And I was out and about. I was like, pick me up right here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I shot through to the IE, and here we are now. So we're gonna go ahead and give you a live update from the park. Where else? And right now we're waiting for David and Jesse to give us a call back. You know, they've been jumping on all these calls every time we do these lives. So I'm definitely looking forward to them picking Joe's brain.
Hey, they're always like, why are they at the park? His fucking ankle monitor don't let her go past 30 feet. You know?
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Yeah.
Joe. James.
Yeah.
What's up?
How you doing?
Present.
What's up? What's going on? Present, presente, hey. All front and center. What's up, fellas? This is Jesse and David. Yep. Checking in with You Have a Collect Call From, doing an update interview, a post-release update interview, you know, with Joe. And, of course, we got the man of the hour, Joe. We got the other man of the hour, moderator, Wild Wild Whip from the West. Wicked Whip of the West. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
James. What's up, James?
Hey, man, how's it going, man? My 2 favorite incarcerated individuals.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for being politically correct. Yeah, thank you for being politically correct.
Yeah, times change. That's what it is now. That's what it's been since like 22. So it's like 2 years later. You know?
That's crazy. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, 35 days. How the hell are you doing?
I'm doing
great. I want to know all about it.
About what? What aspects? Because it's like, ain't nothing changed with me. I'm like an octopus still. It's 8 hands every which way.
All over.
So pick a path, pick a road. I'll tell you all about it.
Well, I know previously you had spoken about being hampered a little bit because you hadn't got your Social Security papers yet, your Social Security card. Are you making forward progress on that?
Yeah, I just actually today, I finally got that situated. But
okay.
For the house that everybody's right there. Everybody gets it. It has no problems. But there is a small portion that has problems for whatever reason, right? And you would think where we're coming from, there will be no problems. Like, how do you not connect to the government when you do the government? How does A not, it's part of the same alphabet. So how does A not go to B and B not go to C, right? But when you get out here, that's exactly how it is. It's like everything separated. Oh, you came from A? Okay, well, that has nothing to do with us, so we can't help you. And it's like, what the, you know what I mean? What are you talking about? Like, you're over here and you're being polite and being respectful, and you're probably the only one, because everybody out here is like, fuck that, give me my shit, and you get nowhere, you know? I'm on day 35. I just got that squared away. I don't feel like nothing was set back because, well, hold up. I've been to that place like 3-4 times already. I've been to the DMV like a couple times too. So I was out and about all over, stopping multiple times. Honestly, I think going so much helped me out because they got tired of looking at me, and they got tired of like, damn, fool, we can't help you. So we figured that out. But what I want to say is there's other people that have been out here like 4 months in, and they still ain't got it. So I don't know if my persistency helped me get it faster, but I know there's other people that have problems that haven't got their stuff either, you know? And in my opinion, their problems were less than mine, you know?
Huh. Well, that's a silver lining in it. You know, there's always somebody else who's got a predicament worse off than yours.
Yeah. No, but Jesse, I think mine was probably the worst one, but I still managed to handle that in 35 days.
What do you think the issue is? You think it's procrastination on their part?
No, bro, the alphabet. B don't connect to A. A don't connect to C. So it's all, you know, we're leaving, you know exactly who I am. You know, if we were to do another crime, you know exactly who I'm going to be. You know exactly who I am. I've been there forever. Right. So how do you come out here and then all of a sudden it's like, well, that don't mean nothing to us. Those documents don't say nothing. We don't even know who you are. Like, that's what I was getting. You're an alien. And I'm not talking about alien, illegal citizenship. I'm talking about an alien from a different planet. Like, you do not exist here, bro. You are not showing up nowhere on our systems. You got nothing. And then when I finally do make progress, it's like 4 padlocks on, and I'm like, okay, I get that. I get that part. You know, but nothing connects to nothing. So it's hard.
Okay, so with that in mind, right? So I had a friend of mine that come up with some topics to help me, you know, generate some questions, some topics, you know, that we could utilize on the channel, right? And one of the topics was, you know, success stories and challenges post parole. So I want to ask you.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Given your experience with this whole process, right? Given this experience with your experience with this whole process, right? Keep in mind, think of the other guys that you've got in the home right there with you, right? Do you think that this, whatever delay, whatever hurdles and obstacles that you've had to deal with concerning, you know, this whole process of obtaining your Social Security card and maybe other people's birth certificates and IDs or whatever it is, right? Do you think that this is like a common issue that long-term offenders are going to be dealing with after being released from parole?
Yes, I do. Because you're coming out like, especially in my situation, right? There's other lifers that got out and they got their ID like nothing. Well, they had an ID before they went in. They had a driver license before they went in. So when it's something like that, when guys were honest and said like, hey, I got out of prison, it was headaches, bro. It was hella headaches. So what you would have to do is double back to the DMV, pretend you never been to prison, and just say, hey, I'm renewing my ID. Because they know how to fix that. They know how to give a person a new ID or a new driver's license when it's renewing it. But when they hear about you being in there, it's all hella complications. It's like, what do we do with him? And the other people that got it fast, they had problems. So they had to double back and pretend like I was never in there. Don't even disclose that information, because now their brains start tripping. Their brains start working in another way. They put you in a box where, this is a junk box. We don't know how to fix this. But when you walk like a normal person and you just go up in there and you be like, hey, I need to renew this, Okay, boom, done. Zero problems. Got you in and out. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
Okay,
just with an ID. I mean, that's just with a DMV. Now, social's a whole nother animal, you know?
Yeah.
This is how you know when you're really messed up. When you go to the GR office and you can't get it, because everybody gets it, bro. So when you don't get it, you got problems. And that was my situation. Like, I couldn't even get that. I got no Medi-Cal right now. I got no Cal Fresh right now. And everybody else has it, except for, you know, some. But I'm one of the one that didn't. Now I could go get everything. Tomorrow I'm gonna go back to the DMV for like probably the 5th time, bro, or the 4th time. But I know those are trips that people don't want to take. Like me, I'm just out and about. I just show up. Like, I got 2 hours, an hour. Who cares? I'm gonna spend it. I'm gonna make somebody see my face. I'm gonna be polite. I'm gonna make them like me, and then they're gonna get tired of shooting me down. You know, that was my plan, and I finally got there.
So would you say for the average individual, and we all know you're not the average individual, but given the average individual, you know, paroling from a long-term stay in California State Prison, and that they could tend to be discouraged by these
absolutely, absolutely, bro. Like my whole family. First of all, I stopped telling them because they pull out their hair. They're like, I can't believe that, and they feel it. And I'm like, hey, relax. You're right here. We're having a good time. I didn't talk to you about that. You asked, so I'm telling you, but then you want to go take it somewhere else, and it's like, they're frustrated, and I see their frustration, and I'm like, relax. I only been out a month. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So for me, it's nonchalant. Like, I'm not tripping on this shit. I know it's going to get done. But to my family and to other organizations that were trying to help me out in the process, they couldn't believe the shit I was going through. And they had a harder problem dealing with it than me. And they weren't even affected. But just because they empathize with my situation and they're like, that's fucked up. You know? So long-term offenders coming home, if you fall in those lines where I fell in, yeah, it could be extremely discouraging. But I don't know how to take losses. I'm free, baby. I'm home. I can't see none of that. It was just one step closer to me. It was like bored.
No. So what advice would you give to anybody? Say there's family members, you know, on the channels of a loved one who may be coming home soon, who may face the same obstacle you face, the same hurdle. What advice would you give to that family member so that if they happen to be like your family members, driving their loved one down to the DMV, down to the Social Security office, and they're running into roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, what advice would you give to them? Okay,
they're not gonna like me for this, but the first advice I give any family member that got somebody like you guys in there, is add them to your credit card and start building their credit. And this is not something I just found out. I've been knowing about this. I've been asking, but family is family. So they're like, yeah, we'll do it, and they never get around to doing it. But the first thing I would say to any family out there, put them on your credit card and start building their credit. That way it's building their credit, but at the same time it's opening up things so they're easier to not have these headaches, right? And people on the street, sometimes they don't have good credit, bro. But if you can develop good credit, I mean, it just helps after 2 years of being out here. Like if you guys are aiming at a house, or you're aiming, or you know where the focus, you know where you're going, right? It helps out huge. Another thing will be any sibling of the person in there can go get the birth certificate. Your birth certificate says your mom or your dad's name, which coincides with your brother or sister if she's a woman in there, right? Get their birth certificate before they even get out. You know? That's another thing. I got mine after I was out. right? I got mine after I was out, but I probably spent like 2 or 4 years, like, hey, get it, I'm coming home, you know, and yeah. And God bless them, I love them, and they know that, but sometimes family moves not at your pace when you're moving in your own mind, you know? So I got mine after I got out, and it didn't help anyways. I could have had it from day one, but those were just things I had to take padlocks off, bro. They had that thing bolted down, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything specific that you had to do in order to get your Social Security and ultimately line up your ID number? Is there anything that somebody may have to do that you had to do that you can advise them on, like, hey, if you run into this problem, this is what I did and this is how I was able to overcome this obstacle. This
the number of individuals is going to be small off the bat, right? And I'm not talking about EDD fraud. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about way before that. If you got a padlock on your social, it's going to be hard, bro. And
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
But at the same time, it's going to be hard. How hard was it? 35 days. Like, let's just take all the BS off it. It's doable, you know? And my thing has so many padlocks. When I try to get the DMV, I try to get my license. Them fools are like, no, fuck no. You better go fix this shit, you know? So I had to go fix it. But 35 days, it's done. It's done, bro. I'm talking to you right now. It's done.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Hey, the phone's going to cut off right now. We're going to give you a call back.
Yeah. Hit back.
Yep. All right.
Yep. How we looking, James?
The live stream is it's all bad, but I got the backup right here, so we're good.
Oh, you the man.
Yeah.
You the man for that.
I'm gonna go ahead and no sound. Okay. So right now we're just waiting for Jesse and David to call back. And for those of you who are listening right now, you know, I just wanted to do a live, you know, so you could go out, you guys could see this live and direct. But obviously, I'm having some technical difficulties and whatnot. But I'm also recording it, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit it, put everything together, and I'll go ahead and try to upload it in the next day or two, and we'll go ahead and handle it like that.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel-Link.
Hello. Yeah, and I think I mentioned this last time, guys, but I had 2 job offerings that I couldn't take because of the documents not in place. So that just shows how important it is to hit the ground running, because you can be working immediately. And now that I'm well, I still got to get the ID, but that's nothing, small fries. Now that I got this stuff in play, now I'm gonna start working ASAP. You know, and just like stacking, doing what the house is supposed to do. You're supposed to stack your money. You know, they feed you. You don't got to pay rent. You're supposed to stack. In my mind, depending what you could finagle, you're supposed to leave for, like, I would think a minimum is 10 G's. You know, and that ain't much, but it's a cushion. And especially if you got a girl or you're doing something with a woman, because who knows what she got going, and then that turns to house money. We get another 10, we get another 20. That's down payment, you know?
Yeah. That's buying a house ready. Hey,
exactly.
When you did your reentry plan, did you put getting your documents first?
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
ID?
Yeah, that was week 1. That was week 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just curious about that, because I was thinking, man, you gotta foresee the obstacles that you had.
And I knew this was gonna be an issue. Like, I'm not naive to me, you know, but
Yeah, we spoke about it. Remember, we spoke about it out there by the backstop when we're sitting on the curb. You anticipated this potentially being a problem, so that's
absolutely.
That was a good foresight.
And at least in my mind, it was a problem for like 4 months, you know. But it's out the way now.
Su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
It's out the way.
What's the first thing? The first document that you should go for?
The ID. DMV.
ID, huh? And
yeah,
you just basically you didn't exist though, huh?
No,
I mean, because you were gone for,
for
so long, and you came in when you were a kid.
And then the social, and then the social, like, keep in mind it was locked up too. So I never had ID. I never had a job. I've been off the grid for all these years, and the social. They put that motherfucker on the ground with cement on it, you know? So I had to redig it up. Not saying that it was invisible, but it was in the safe. And I had to be like, no more games, guys. This is me. This is legit. This is legit right here.
How did that come up? Like you went to the Social Security office?
Yeah, bro. You got to go there. You got to go to the DMV. You have to. You got to go there too. And for most people, you got to go to the GR office, you know? Now, I went to the GR office because GR is your Medi-Cal, CalFresh, General Relief.
General Relief. Wow.
General Relief. Okay, so let me tell you. Mostly everybody's on it in the house, right? They give you food stamps. They give you but the food stamps is the card now, right? It's an EBT card, I think, or something like that. But you can buy Jack in the Box with it. You ask them for hot meals, so you could buy Jack in the Box, Subway, KFC. When you're out on the bus, mark it off. You got $290 a month, you know, and your groceries. And then they give you like $200 a month or something. I don't even know what they give you, right? But I did that because I'm like, okay, when I do this, it's gonna open up my social. It's gonna let the world know I'm back alive. And the social was like, no, they couldn't even process my shit. So I've been out here all this time without Medi-Cal or nothing, and they literally couldn't process it, and that fool was tripping. That fool was like, what the right? So that happened. But now that I'm where I'm at, I'm not even gonna go for the general relief. Like, I don't need that. I'll take my ass and get a job ASAP. You know?
Absolutely, for sure. Absolutely. Okay. With that in mind, right? I respect that though too. For sure. I respect that. With that in mind, right? Okay. So aside from your identification and your Social Security issue, which you had already anticipated, even while you were sitting in here with me and we were discussing it, right? What would you say has been the biggest challenge you faced out there so far?
I haven't seen it yet, Jesse. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't ran into any obstacles that had you thinking like, man, I didn't see this coming. No.
I mean,
so this was basically it. Just so far the Social Security card and the ID thing has been the one obstacle.
Yeah. And I want to say this too, because even though I don't run into the problems, or I don't see them, or I don't feel them, I don't take them in emotionally, mentally, right? I go to groups. I have to go to continue groups out here, part of the parole. When you go to these groups, I see the stress and the strain on, I want to say 80% of the group in there, you know? I see it. And they expressed it. That's what they're talking about out here. They're not talking about triggers and coping skills out here. They're talking about, where am I going to live? So, do other people have? Yeah. And, you know, I don't want to be insensitive to anybody, you know? But when I hear that kind of language, I don't feel it. I just do not feel it, you know? and some of the people have been out here like 10 months. They did a transitional house for 6 months. Then they go to another house for another 6 months. Then funding cut off. So they're giving them the boot, right? And they're complaining, like, where am I going to live, you know? And I don't feel that, because in my mind, it's just like, you know, you had a year, or you had all this time out here, and you're worried about that. Like, I don't know. Maybe things are different for people, you know? So I don't want to speak on it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And I don't want to speak on that, because I don't know how hard it is for other individuals, you know? For me, I think it's easy. In prison, it was easy. When I'm out here, it's easy. And I haven't even got started, but I don't feel it, you know? And I even talked to the house guy about leaving. Like, I'll get my bed up. They could have it. You know, I'm just wasting bed space. And they're like, no, motherfucker, you got out from one of those, so we're not letting you go. Like, we might let other fools go, but your ass ain't gonna, I'm good, find a daddy, get your ass out of here. No, they're gonna keep me for the whole 6 months, but I already inquired, like I don't need it, you know, and some of these guys really need it, you know? And at the same time, they're like on my side of thinking, like, they don't need nothing. We gave them 6 months. Some of them, we even gave them another 6 months. Like, when are you going to wake up? And I understand that thinking too, because naturally I think like that. Naturally I think, we were talking in the group, and I was hearing everyone complaining about all kinds of stuff, you know? And I was like, look, fools, I don't even have a month out yet. I got this, I got that, I got that, I got this. I don't even have my fucking social. I got no ID. And you guys are complaining about it. It's hella opportunity out here. But it seems like you guys just want someone to carry you. I was like, ain't nobody gonna fucking hold your hand. You gotta go out and get it. And one of my housemates, I had like 4 housemates in the group with me. And one of them was like, this motherfucker's out in the morning. He don't come back. This fool's getting... And I'm like, yeah, and that's only one road. That's only the resources. Aside from the resources, I've been having fun out here too. I'm going everywhere I can, doing everything I can. But again, you know, we're all different. So, you know, I don't know what the other person's been through. I just know what I've been through, and I know nothing spazed me out here yet.
You know what's funny that you say that, Joe, is because literally I remember when I was out there on the streets when I got out of California Youth Authority, I had to go to NA meetings, and I remember feeling that same thing. Even though I was on some bullshit back then, you know, I was still living that life and whatnot. But I remember sitting in the meetings and listening to everybody sitting there whining, like literally whining. And in my head, I'm like, I go, dude, this makes me want to use drugs. I listened to everybody in here on the city party, but I'm gonna be straight up with you. I understand where they're coming from now. Same thing like you said. I get it. Everybody's got their own thing, but people don't understand how if they spend so much time and energy sitting there griping and groaning about a situation instead of actually going out and doing something about it, if they applied even half that energy to it, they'd be able to pull themselves out from underneath whatever it is they're under. And so I get you though, but you see it in here. How many times have we been in here with guys and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and it's like, look, homeboy, you can't even manage $240 a canteen a month and your time, and I'm supposed to believe you're gonna get out of prison and run a business and do this and do that. Like, come on, fool, you can't even. Your whole day is about doing nothing in prison. So what's your day gonna look like on the streets?
There's people that want free handouts, and then there's people that are delusional, and then there's people that have dreams. But with a dream, you have to take account all the steps that need to be done for you to grab the dream, right? A lot of people don't do that, you know. So when I was having that meeting and I was hearing and I said that, Fool, I gave them like so many resources, and I'm in my head. I'm like, this ain't my fucking job. And everyone's writing down everything I'm saying. I'm like, everybody's been out here longer than me. How in the fuck do I got all this shit, or the addresses, or the hookups, the phone numbers, the organization, and you fools been out here the whole year? Like, I don't know. Things just don't make no sense to me sometimes, you know? But again, I'm me. I'm doing me. I don't think nothing's wrong with me, so I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it like I always said I was going to run it. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so okay, with that in mind, so obviously trying to find housing clearly seems to be a problem for some of those guys, and obviously not for you, but some.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah.
So people post-release are struggling with still finding employment, still finding housing.
Yeah.
Would you say that's more about them and less about there actually being employment? Like it's pretty safe to say that there's plenty of employment opportunities and housing out there, right?
I would, bro, because there's so many jobs that hire you at $20 an hour, and I know that ain't much, but well, you could live.
It's a start.
You could find something. You could live, right? So I don't know. If you're not getting a job, I get it. But at the same time, I think you're not going out there every day for a job either. Because if you are, something's got to give. Like if you're out there 24/7, all this spare time, and I'm not just fucking watching TV or watching YouTube or doing. Fool, like I told you, I haven't even had time to set up my account, my social media. I thought that was going to be instant. But when I got out here, I'm like, shit, there's so much to do, bro. It ain't time for that shit. And I'm going to get around to it, but that's how my days are going. Like, I ain't even in the house. But to go there, do my chores, fall asleep, wake up, do it again, that's how it feels for me. You know?
Okay. So how has it been? How has it been? Since clearly employment is I don't think it's going to be an issue for somebody with the kind of drive that you and I have.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Then and housing, I don't think housing is going to be a problem either. How about how is well, I'm going to ask you this question when we call back right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So some of you might be wondering what's going on over here. You're hearing Joe have a conversation by himself. I'm having some issues with the audio, so you guys are only getting one side of the conversation over here.
Okay.
But that's on the live stream. The other video I'm gonna put up.
I get it. Sorry, I apologize to anybody out there on the live stream. And what we're gonna do is W87. D's with the nuts. You know?
That's right. Man, hey, Joe, man, who would have thought, a month and a half ago we would have been out here right now doing what we're doing right now?
I was still shitting it in the cell. I was like, don't pull the date.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you know what? Looking back, that sucked too, because I didn't even get to enjoy that 5 months. I didn't even enjoy that for a month.
All right, here we go.
Telling, usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call.
You're gonna have to pull the live off.
Esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
All right. It's kind of like
Gracias por utilizar Global Link.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. All right, we're back. Okay. So for anybody that may be listening and may not know, may be new to the channel, you guys are listening to Joe Perez and Jesse Nava and David Lopez and of course the Wicked Whip of the West, Big James. And those that don't know, Joe was incarcerated for 27 years. He got locked up when he was 17 years old. He had never had a job. He had never had an ID. He had never had You know, he basically was living off the grid the way any juvenile would for the most part.
And I'm pretty sure whatever he did have to his name, he somehow destroyed it with fraud, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
The one thing he did have was a social security number that he absolutely destroyed with fraud, trying to make trying to make a dollar.
Yeah, trying to make an honest day's living in prison.
Yeah, and that, I don't encourage that. I'm just saying absolutely to the past, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. You definitely don't want to bring that dirt on you. Okay, so you were gone 27 years. You know, you have family members who were not even alive when you got incarcerated.
Yep.
You have your siblings, you know, stuff like that. So I want to ask you, you know, how has it been? And you've only been out there a month and a little over a month, 35 days.
Yep.
You know, so we're just trying to keep the listeners up on you know, just following along, you know, how it's been for you, and you know, we did a 2-week show. We're doing a 35-day show just to kind of keep everybody following along with you, the whole transition back to acclimating back to society. So what has it been like rebuilding the relationships with your family members, with your siblings, with your loved ones? What has that been like?
That doesn't feel like rebuilding, bro, because they've been there the whole time. Now, I understand that we see each other and we get to interact with each other and hug each other. We get to be at the parks with each other. We get to eat dinners with each other, go to restaurants, go to things. But it doesn't feel like I'm reestablishing relationships or anything like that. Oh, with one it does. With one. But that person was never really in my life when I was in there. You know? But with everyone else.
The great part about your story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
The great part about your story is that we're going to go through this. Jesse's going to go through this soon. I'm going to go through this. We're not going to have the same dynamic as you, but we're going to have the same opportunity. We're going to come out to the streets. We're going to be looking at a piece of paper, which is our reentry plan, and we're going to be following it. You know, there's going to be a few deviations to what we write down because life happens out there, but you're painting a picture for us to help motivate us and drive us. And your story is not only going to motivate me, it's going to motivate Jesse, but what I'm hoping is maybe one day, hey, somebody from the DMV might be listening to this. Somebody, a potential employer, an advocate, somebody who's going to think, you know what, I think I can help these guys. I think I can help people just like them. And they're not what I thought they would be. And we've heard that recently. These guys are not the maniacs and monsters that I thought they were. These guys were hurt. These guys were hurt human beings. These guys were traumatized children that went down a path of destruction. You know, harmed themselves. You know, you destroyed your Social Security when you were young, and you didn't look at it. You didn't look at it any other way other than, hey, I'm surviving, man. I have nothing to my name. The number that they did give me. Hey, I'm going to use it to try to survive for a little bit. You know, and it helped. It helped create obstacles in the future. But that's what I love about your story, Joe. I love about your story, man, is that you're persistent and you show, look, man, this is what can happen to you if you don't take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. You can sit in transitional housing for 6 months. You can go to another one, which is a sober living or something like that after that for 6 months. But after that year, I mean, come on. If you don't have an ID card, you don't have a Social Security card.
No, I'm not saying they don't have.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I'm not saying those individuals don't have. I'm sure they do have, but I'm saying that they're concerned with where they're going to live in a month or two. You know,
and that's a real concern right there.
It's a heavy concern on them. You know.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's heavy on them, I believe, because they didn't set themselves up properly in that year, that 6 months. When we devise these parole plans, the reality of it is, we're supposed to adhere to them and strictly adhere to them, because the reality of it is, one thing is, I know the state, you spent 27 years in here. For the most part, the state supported you. The state kept a roof over our head. They put food on our back, even though it was garbage food in our stomach and clothes on our back. The reality of it is, our responsibility was minimal in here. So when we get out here to society, we have to be completely prepared for total responsibility over ourselves. And when people are worried after being out there a year, people are worried about where am I going to live. It's honestly, I mean, speaking frankly, it's because they did not set themselves up properly. They did not capitalize on the opportunities. And like you said, you're already talking about, I'm hoping to parole with about $10,000. So the reality of it is, you're going to be ready. If you had nobody else in the world, you would be ready to rent an apartment, to put a down payment on an apartment, first and last month's rent, you know, a deposit. You'd be ready to go because you're prepared and you understand and you anticipated these struggles. Now, these other guys who obviously should have anticipated them, and maybe they did, but it crept up on them because they weren't preparing properly. And that's something. So with that in mind, what advice do you give to the next person who's coming out to transitional housing and they have 6 months to prepare before their housing is up? What would you advise them to do to be ready so that they don't have to be worried about where they're going to live? And let's say this is somebody who's been in custody for 30 years. All their family members have died. They don't have a girlfriend. The only friends they have are other friends like you and I who have been in this journey before them. What advice would you give to somebody getting out there that only has 6 months of free rent?
Okay. I said 10,000 should be the minimal, in my opinion, right? And
right.
I can't give them advice, Jesse, because it's like this. Every homie in prison would love to be the dope man, but they can't do it. And if you're talking about multiple prisons, you see sometimes fools are shining in this prison, but then they go to the next and they're not. And that is normal. That is normal to be like that, in my assessment. So, me telling someone, hey, do this, do that, it's not going to make them move. It's not going to make them do it, because we all have the same knowledge. Just put me back in the box with you guys. We all have the same knowledge, but only some are relentless. They just do not take no for an answer. It's like, put me in that prison, I'm going to come up. Put me in that prison, I'm going to come up. I don't care where I'm at, I'm coming up. People ain't like that. And I can't give advice to motivate or encourage a changed behavior. You know, the reason I think certain people are like that is because they adapted themselves to be like that. And I'm one of them. Remember, I always talk about I couldn't read. And then you threw me in prison. I threw myself in prison, right? And you can't amount to shit in prison. So for me, I was like, fuck no. I'm going to be successful. I don't give a fuck. You put me in a black hole and tell me you ain't going to have no light in there. I'll fucking scrape rocks together. I'll figure it out. I'll get a spark here and there. So I was always good in there because I just didn't accept failure. And I thrived on, even at legally, I thrived on, like, no, I am successful. I'm the fucking face of success. So when I come out here, I'm just the same person.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh,
just so you know.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You didn't hear some good shit, let me tell you.
breaker.
Yeah.
Have the tablet.
Yeah, tell them to call back or hang up on them so they can call back.
No, we got you. We got you.
They can hear us. You heard us now?
Yeah, you just tuned in.
When I threatened to hang up the phone, you could hear, huh? Okay.
Nope, not again.
No, I was just saying that I don't think there's words I could say. Like, I'm not no motivational speaker. Even motivational speakers, you could see them, but they don't make you get off your ass, fool. You gotta want it, or you gotta. It has to be in you. Like, not everybody's gonna be a good football player, and there's a lot of people that play football, but think about making it to the NFL or thinking about like that, like it's your own will and your own drive, and nothing's wrong with you if you don't have a crazy motor. You know, you're fine just as long as you can pay your rent and you can do that. But the one advice I will say, and it's not even advice, it's just what you should do. The transitional house is there for you to save your money. Save your money. And at the same time, you were saying something, Jesse, and I had a smirk on my face because parole plans or whatever it is, throw that shit out the window. Like, if you're in jail and you never had a cell phone, if I'm in jail and I never had a fucking cell phone and you release me, and they give these phones away, bro. You walk down the street, they're giving you Obama phones, Obama tablets for free. They're literally trying to give you the phones. You cannot get a phone out here. So you put me out here with no plans, scrape the plans, scrape everything. I got no family. Homie, with me and a phone, you'll start something. I'll start Instagram, I'll start Facebook, I'll start something. In those 6 months, I'll have a woman, if I didn't have a woman, ready to take me in. Like, there is no losing. And that's me, like, strip everything away. I'll get somebody. I'll get somebody on this phone. Somebody gonna love this face. Somebody gonna love all this. Shit. You know, and as a man, maybe other men don't got that. Maybe they don't see what bottom of the barrel looks like. But for me, bottom of the barrel looks like that. And bottom of the barrel looks like I'll fucking find somebody, you know? And then those problems of like, oh, where am I gonna live? They won't be there, bro. Like if you could invest time in just loving a woman, shit, she's gonna love you back. And she's been out here her whole life. If she don't got a house, fuck it. She got an apartment. She got something. Like, all you gotta do is love her, bro. You're 50 years old, there's a 50-year-old woman out there. You're 60 years old, there's a 60-year-old woman out there. Come on, bro. There's no losing in my mind. There's absolutely not. You know?
Hey, let me ask you, because I got a question here from one of our viewers. We got Michael tuning in from Toronto, Canada. Okay. And he first comment he put on here is he puts nice, Joe, to see you doing well.
Thank you.
All right, now they're calling back.
Oh, I thought that was the beginning of Meek Mill song. I was about to turn up right now.
So we'll do one more.
Okay. We're doing one more, ladies and gentlemen. Director's choice. Oh, I thought you said what I was saying was all bad. I was like, ain't nothing bad about that shit. Yeah. Yeah. I love that saying. Absolutely. Absolutely. You could look at the nobodies. You could look at the nobodies and see I was on the top. Yeah, what's up? Shit. Yeah. Yeah. You know? And even David's talking about like you didn't have nothing and you using this to finagle some. No, I was on, and I still said, boom, never gonna need this again, never gonna need that. We're never going home. So, but the mindset is like I was never going home. So why not? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know, but they'll get it. The more they watch, they'll start seeing and they'll be like, oh, that's what that fool made right there, you know? Yeah. 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 It's the same. Yeah, it's the same whether you're wearing prison blues or a business suit. It's the same. The business suit dude, you put him in jail. I mean, everyone wears a business suit, right? But there's only few up there. The higher you climb, it gets smaller and smaller, like always. So I see the same, bro. I see if you did good in prison, then you're gonna come out here and do good at whatever field you're at whatever company you work for. The only difference is like business out here and company setting out here. Your coworkers will smut you up when you're doing good because they see you getting rewarded, and they're but different. Different. No bloodshed, no bloodshed. Yeah, but it's the same. Hey, Jesse. I could tell you a couple times where Mesas just said, "Oh, we accidentally flushed. It was that good, bro. They fucked around and said, "Oh, whoops, we accidentally flushed that shit." You know? Yeah. So those are good times in the times they had. But yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the thing because you're gonna be in companies and you're the new one there, and then I guess it hurts a little to be like, I've been here 4 years, or I've been here 3 years, or I've been here 5 years. Who the fuck is it? Why did he get that? But at the same time, it's free for all of us, bro. They got the gun, they got the everyone's at the race line, and some of them been running before you. But when they click it, I mean, if you don't want to run, somebody's gonna run in front of you. That's what it is. And what people don't like is what I'm saying. So be prepared for that. Yeah, that's talking about work. Yeah, I got it already, Jesse. Connect the ABCs. Connect the ABCs, and not only that, but in resources, connect the ABCs too. Because that's a different thing, and it's not connected. Like when I'm going and I'm getting them, they're from all over, and some of them I brought them from prison out. Right? So if it's connected, that's a great thing for future guys coming out. And if you could connect the ABCs, CDCR, DMV, social, GR, right? Everybody knows who you are, but at the same time, I have to put tree on the right side of me. Now there's no box for tree on the left side. Even though I know it's there, I can't put it in the box because the box don't exist. These are the kind of problems that they have. So it's not within their check marks. But if you could create a single check mark for incarcerated individuals coming home and connect that single check mark to the prison system, first of all, the DMV, the social, and the GR, it's easy. It's an easy, simple fix. Fool, I had the social, not today, but I had like 2 days ago. I had a social in a different city because I've been bouncing around cities trying to get this done. I had a lady and another one talking about, oh no, in prison they're supposed to do a form, and I took a card to the window and I go, you see this little card, and this whole window's a prison. That's where they do that at. I wasn't at where this card was at. But she's talking about, no, every counselor has to do it. How are you gonna fucking tell me? You know what I mean? They don't understand how CDC works. In their mind, I messed up. In their mind, I wasn't on it. I'm like, you got one of the most on it motherfuckers in this planet in this room right now, and you gonna but they don't get it. And at the same time, you're not trying to argue, and you just understand they don't get it. And you're like, okay, bye, thank you. You know? Yeah, but if you could connect, what is it? Yeah. Because it alleviates the problems if, yes, and it alleviates the problems. And look, CDCR has the knack of messing things up. You guys know, you guys are in there still, right? So this is something they messed up. This is something they messed up, bro. It didn't used to be like this. If you're from Orange County and you parole to Riverside, right? The prison doesn't, before they would do nothing, that was fine. Because when you get out, you're starting fresh, and Riverside will help you get your Medi-Cal in Riverside. So this is what's going on right now, guys. Recently, CDCR stepped in and said, we're going to make this a smooth transition. We're going to get more involved, more pro-social with these fools going home. So now they set up your Medi-Cal while you're in there, right? This is the fucking problem about that. If you're from LA and you're paroling to IE or vice versa, or Orange County or San Diego or any other mixed match, Santa Barbara, San Diego, right? They setting up your Medi-Cal in prison. They're setting up your Medi-Cal in prison. In the county, you got busted. And despite what you tell them, they're like, oh no, this is where you're paroling to. They don't know where you're paroling to. But since they're professionals and we're the stupid inmate, they set it up. Now, when you come home, if you fall in this different county, parole to a different county, then you're fucking axed out for 2.5 months. Because you can't just switch it over. It's not an easy fix like that. You got to let the process run out. And it takes about 2.5, 3 months to do. And you're without nothing the whole time. And that's a violation. That's a violation. Because you can't go to that county. Wherever you parole, oh, here's another thing. You got to be within 50 miles of it. And you can't cross county lines. You could if you like have a special, the parole officer, get everything in writing. Nothing over the phone, get everything in writing. But you can, technically. But come on, bro. You're not going to be going to another county to go to the hospital. You know? And that's them stepping in. Yeah? If you go to the same county, it's fine. This is only an issue. Yeah. I'm not sure how that works, but on the setup, I know it's complicated things out here. The transitional houses don't like it. The people that have been doing this for years do not like it. It just complicates everything.
I think the call got disconnected.
Okay.
But right now, when they call back, I'm gonna let them know that we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I I gotta get to the airport.
Yeah.
I can't miss this flight today. It can't be like last week. So
okay.
I think this is actually the last flight. So it's
okay,
gonna be no bueno.
Okay.
But man, hey, you know what? I want to tell you that it was good seeing you.
Yeah, likewise.
And I'm glad you're making some progress on your on your identification journey.
Yeah, let this 5 months run out. Real progress, baby.
There it is.
Like I can't wait to get out the house.
Yeah.
You know?
No, they're not. They
That's
haven't
not
called back yet.
That's
Yeah. But
their battery ran out.
No. I'm charging.
No. I'm saying their battery.
Oh, probably. They're gonna have to jump on Jesse Nava's tablet.
Yeah.
But if they don't call back in the next moment or two, then we'll just go ahead and wrap it up.
I'll see you.
There it is, and
SoCal.
Hey, wanna go give a shout out to all our viewers?
Shout out to SoCal, Fish Slayer. Shout out to ICEMAN. Shout out to, I know he liked that one, Funky Monkey. He said they call me that in the bedroom. Okay, shout out to the Funky Monkey out there. Shout out to LBC. Shout out to 101 London on the track. Shout out to
call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
Tony Yayo.
Gracias por utilizar Global Link.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah.
Hey,
I hear you. What happened?
What's up?
my guys, we gotta wrap it up because my time here in on the turf is getting short. I gotta go ahead and get myself back to the airport, and this Southern California traffic is all bad. It'll probably take me 3 hours to get back to the airport. So go ahead and if you guys want to go ahead and give any shout outs, any recognition or anything like that, this will be the perfect time to do it.
Yep, for sure. Definitely want to send our love to Joe for being out there and representing us. You know what I mean? He's one of us. He's got a piece of us with him. Thank you, James, for making that trek out there and keeping people tuned in to the boy and his transition and definitely sharing some of that. And we'll definitely be able to do some more of this later, another time, you know, and anybody that's been listening, that's consistent, that contributes to the channel, we appreciate that always. We send our love to those who love us. And, send our love to Fish SoCal and Iceman. They're always there. You know, Chubby Jessica, Lex Luth, Brew Swillus, Jack.
Oh, Brew Swillus.
My beautiful wife.
Which one?
And Jack Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Diaz.
I thought he was talking about like Taylor Swift or something. I'm like, which one, bro? Okay.
No. Bruce Willis is my boy. He be logging on to the channel, you know. So I got to send a shout out to him. Let him know he's on the line.
Hey, we have
handle
en route.
I'm waiting to meet Chuck Norris.
To James.
I'm waiting to meet Chuck Norris out there tuning in.
Yeah. Hey, we got some Taffy en route just so the listeners know there is Taffy en route. Yep.
Okay.
It is on its way to
$1.
Yeah.
Hey, something you guys should know. Everything is cheap out here, bro. Everything. I was turning the house. They were like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Fool, don't you see that?" I got 4 Dorito bags for $10 the other day. You buy 4 chocolate Chips Ahoy soft batch for $8, I think, $2 a pop. But they're $5 if you buy them single. The shirts, everything, bro. Everything is like stupid cheap. I mean, I know everyone's talking about it's high, but shit, I don't see it. My mind just goes to the deal. I had to share that.
I've heard that from though.
I had to share that. It's like they can't get rid of the food.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
It's like they can't get rid of the food in the food stores. They put all these deals, and you're like, what? Give me that shit. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
just
cool,
thought
man.
I had to share that with you.
You
know?
Cool.
Jesse will die at the diabetic table. There's cakes every day. Sweets every day.
Yeah.
I know.
You already
so
know.
lose as much weight. Lose as much weight as you can before you come out. Because when you go to that house, fool, they're gonna put it on you.
That's the plan. That's the plan. I've been getting it
That's what
too.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Well, all right. We'll see you fellas. Hey, I can't hang up though until I hear James say his famous line.
Yup.
That's right. That's right. Hey, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a few shout outs. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my female Ruka, also known as the Warden, and also want to give
I ain't been out here in a minute. Okay.
I also want to go ahead and give some shout outs to our newest members. We got Michael up from Toronto, Canada, and we also got KC_fan, the number one KC fan.
What's up? What's up, Mahomes?
That's right.
What's up, Travis Kelsey, Taylor? Okay.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, KC fan. Much love.
Glad you guys are back for Jesse and I.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that. And don't chip, James. Just hit us up when you get back to the land. And you want to touch base. And you already know, Joe, we're going to stay in contact. I love you, bro. You be cool. Keep on trekking.
Hey.
Love you too, my boy.
Likewise, bro. Likewise, bro. And live from Arrowhead Stadium.
Life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out.
Yeah, it sounds like the Rock WWF shit. Okay. Don't blow it out, kids.
Buenos días.